Lesson from Sherwood School on the subject of English phrasal verbs with the particle in. My name is Steve and I will be introducing you to this subject. Phrasal verbs consist of a verb plus a particle. This can be of the form of a verb plus an adverb, or a verb plus a preposition, or a verb plus an adverb and a preposition. The meaning of this combination is very different from the verb and the adverb or preposition alone. There are no rules that might explain how phrasal verbs are formed correctly. All you can do is look them up in a dictionary and study their meanings. In fact, many phrasal verbs are metaphorical, and if you understand the metaphors they use, it will be easier to understand and remember their meanings. Phrasal verbs are mainly used in spoken English and in formal texts. Many phrasal verbs are transitive, which means that they take an object. Other phrasal verbs can stand alone, and these are known as intransitive verbs. Some phrasal verbs are separable. The verb and the preposition can be separated, thus putting the object in the middle, while others are inseparable. In this case, the object must come at the end because the verb and the preposition must stay together. If we consider the separate verb, it would be correct to say, put on your coat. But it is equally correct to say, put your coat on. However, considering the inseparable verb, it would be correct to say, get on a bus. But it would be incorrect to say, get a bus on. The best way to remember phrasal verbs is to write them down in groups that have similar meanings, but with a phrase that clarifies that meaning. This is what we have done, as I will now demonstrate. Consider usage number 1. Many phrasal verbs with in or into mean inside. In or into is a preposition opposite of out. For example, to ask in, to invite someone into your house. We asked them into the house. Back into, to move backwards or to make someone or something move backwards. She backed into a doorway to let the crowds pass by. Barge in, enter a place and interrupt. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to barge into you. Bash in, break, damage or injure by hitting. Don't bash the door in. Booking, make a reservation in advance. He's booked himself in at a health spa. Breathe in, draw in air, inhale. It hurts when I breathe in. Check in, register on arriving at a hotel or at the airport. Have you checked in yet? Come in, arrival time for flights, trains. What time does his train come in? Dig into, reach inside to get something. She dug around in the bottom of her bag. Dip in, put something in a liquid or in a container for a short time. I dipped into the sour cream with a potato chip. Drive in, arrive by car. The minister and his secretary drive in today from their motor tour across the country. Eat in, eat at home. Let's eat in tonight. Fill in, complete a form, substitute for somebody at work. Please fill in this form. Fit in, get on in a group of people. Have enough time or space for something. She fitted in with her new colleague straight away. Get in, arrive by train or plane, etc. Arrive home. Enter a car or taxi. Arrive at work, school or home. Enter a building or place. For example, his train gets in at 11:30. Hack into. Break into a computer system. He hacked into the government database and stole a lot of data. Keep in. Not allowing somebody out. They were kept in after school. Key in. Enter numbers or information into a computer or electronic system. Key in your name and password. Let in. Allow somebody to enter. Could you go down and let Mary in? Live in. Live in the place where you work or study. Their nanny lives in. Lock in. Lock a place to stop someone leaving. You can't keep me locked in. Log in or log into. Enter a restricted area on a computer system. Have you logged in lately? Move in. Start living in a place. The crowds are moving in. Plug in. Connect machines to the electricity supply. I realised I hadn't plugged the TV in. Stay in. Not go out. I think I'd rather stay in tonight. Wait in. Stay at home because someone is going to visit. I have to wait in for a delivery this morning. A second usage would be in the form of an interruption. To butt in. She kept on butting in with silly comments. Chuck in. Quit something or make a comment. I chucked in a few points at the end of the discussion. Cut in. Interrupt. During the debate, my opponent kept cutting in. Jump in. Enter a conversation. I'd wish you'd stop jumping in and finishing my sentence for me all the time. Step in. Get involved by interrupting something. It is time for the government to step in. A third usage would be in the form of an involvement. For example, contracting. Become involved or committed to something. Have you contracted into the pension scheme yet? Counting. To include or involve. There's a party on Saturday. Count me in. Draw into. Get involved in something. Don't draw me into this argument. Enter into. Become involved in or accept. After college, she entered into politics. Get into. Become involved or interested. Be accepted or admitted. She's really getting into the internet. Hook into. Connect something to something. Users can hook into the network with phones or computers. Jockey into. Persuade someone into doing something. The bosses were eventually jockeyed into signing the union agreement. Land in. Get somebody into trouble. His criminal activity finally landed him in jail. Muscle in or muscle into. Become involved in something when your involvement is not invited. I hear Mark's muscled in our meeting. Further examples of involvement of usage. Opt in or opt into. Choose to be part or a member of something. Members are given the choice to opt in. Reel in. Attract people, especially customers, to get them to do what you want them to do. Their excellent pizza is reeling customers in. Rope in. Get somebody to help. At the last minute, we roped in a couple of spectators to complete the team. Settle in. get used to. She seems to have settled in quickly at her new company. Sharing, have a part in a project, activity, etc. When the company began to make money, everyone working there shared in the profits. Shut in, prevent somebody from leaving. I shut the cat in until it was time to go to the vet. Sign in, register in a hotel, open a computer program that requires a name and password. Write your name when entering a place. All visitors must sign in at the front desk. Suck in or suck into. Become involved in something. I really don't want any part in this whole argument, but I can feel myself being sucked into it. Take in. Absorb information. Include something. This list takes in all the members, past and present. Throw in. Join, accompany, support or join forces with. His friends warned him against throwing in with the street gang. Wade in. Start something or get involved, often without thinking or too forcefully. She just waded in and gave the kid a smack. A fourth usage could be of the form to visit briefly. For example, bump into, meet by chance. I bumped into your mother at the supermarket. Call in. Stop and visit. I called in to see Mark yesterday. Look in. Make a quick visit. Can you look in on Mary and see if she needs anything from the supermarket? Pop in. Visit for a short time. Why don't you pop in and see us this afternoon? Run in. Pay a casual visit. Have a disagreement. I ran into the store for a loaf of bread. Stop in. Stay at home. Visit briefly. I stopped in at work on the way home to check my email. And finally, our fifth usage is in the form of miscellaneous, others. For example, come into, inherit. She expected to come into a fortune when she turned 21. Look into, research or investigate. They are looking into the causes of the accident. Sink in, slowly come to be understood. I heard what you said, but it took a while for it to sink in. Talk into, persuade someone to do something. The salesman talked us into buying the car. Turn into, become. They want to turn the offices into apartments. So we hope you have found this lesson useful. You can find the full script of the lesson on our website using the links shown on the screen. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and study with us at Sherwood School, or you can request a course by completing the online form. Thank you and goodbye.